Okay, so this is today's topic, software myths. Software development myth, as said by Pressman in 1997, describes a number of common beliefs or myths that software managers, customers, and developers believe falsely. Which means in software development, three important categories of people are involved. They are managers, customers, and developers. So here in this topic, we are going to see what is their misbelief, okay, and what is the rectification. Pressman describes this method misleading attitudes that have caused serious problems. Okay, let's see. There are three types of software myths. One is management myth, customer myth, and practitioner myth. Okay, so what is management myth? What the management's false myth, false belief. Okay, so first one is we already have a book that's full of standard and procedures for building software. Won't that provide my people with everything they need to know? Okay, so here what the management thinks, for each and every software project, already documentation is there. So software engineers can refer that particular documentation, and why can't they build the software fast? Okay, that is their misbelief. But actually, the reality is the software which the software engineers develop now is the modern software. Okay, so here it is not that just they can refer that material, but the thing is refer that documentation, right? But the thing is it is old document, they can't use it for new project. Who knows whether it is complete or not, whether it is adaptable for new project or not. Okay, so all these things. So management misbelief is already everything is available, documentation is available, software engineers can develop the develop the project fast, but actual reality is they are which the engineers which now they are developing is modern software. Okay, the documentation which is available is for old one. Okay, and who knows whether it is complete or not. All these things is the reality. So in red whatever I have marked, it is misbelief, and answer is in black, that is the reality. Second management myth is if we get behind schedule, we can add more programmers and catch up. So what management will think is, for example, if 50 people are working in a project, okay, and within that time duration, they have to complete that project. And because of certain situations, if it has not become possible for them to complete that duration on time, that project on time, they have fallen behind schedule. So what the management will think, we can add more number of people so that the work will done fast. Okay, that is misbelief. But the reality is, if during any stage if you add a new members in a project, they don't know anything about that project. So what will happen, the persons those who are working in that project, they have to explain each and everything to the new member, right? So in that, time will go waste. That is the second misbelief and reality. Third management myth is if I decide to outsource the software project to a third party, I can just relax and let that firm build it. So what the management thinks here is, for example, if a manager is getting one software project from any customer, what they are telling is simply they will get the project from that customer, and they will hand over that project to some other company, right? Once that company develop and give the project to the manager, some amount they will pay to that company, and much amount they will get from customer, and simply they will give that project to customer. Okay, that is the misbelief. But reality is, in future, if a customer is coming and saying that I need some updation in that project, some modification in that project, then the company didn't know about that, right? Because they have given that project to third company to develop, right? In that case, what will happen in future, they will struggle, right? So this is three management myths and the misbeliefs, and this is the reality. Next, what is customer myths? As I've already said, when you are developing software, three important peoples are involved. One is managers, customers, and practitioners. Practitioners are nothing but developers, right? Now, let's see what is customer myths. Okay, a general statement of objectives is sufficient to begin writing programs. We can fill in the details later. So here, what they believe, if a customer thinks that if I just go to software engineer and I will say that this project I want, they can start working on that project, no problem for me. Okay, but the reality is, when the customer says their requirement correctly, then only the software engineer will develop correct project. Okay, so here it is present. See, effective and continuous communication between customer and developer is very much necessary, right? Effective communication between customer and developer is very much necessary in order to develop an ambiguous project. Okay, next, customer misbelief is project requirements continually change, but change can be easily accommodated because software is flexible. Okay, so what the customer thinks, since software is flexible, right? Software is flexible. Whenever I want, I can say changes to software engineer, and he will do all those changes in my project, and he will give that project back to me. But the reality is, it is true, software is flexible, the software engineer can make the changes also. But one more point which you have to note here is, if if the changes is required by the customer in an early stage, it will become easy for the software engineer to correct that, and even the customer should pay low cost for that. If everything is done, and at last stage the customer is coming and telling that this is the changes which I want, then what will happen, it's a double work for software engineer, and even amount the customer has to pay more. Okay, so this is um, myth, and this is the reality. Then next, when coming to practitioners might, here practitioners are nothing but developers of a software, actual developers who will write, who will do designing, coding, testing, everything. Okay, they are known as practitioners. So here, once we write the program and get it to work, our job is done. So what is their first misbelief? They will think that once we are writing the program, okay, once we are writing coding, everything, our job is done. We will give our project to customer and we will go away. Okay, we will go away in the sense our job is done. But the reality is, just imagine, first one time if a software engineer is designing and giving a project to customer, that is the first time where the customer is actually working on that project. Then only the customer will find out whether that software is okay for him, or some changes the customer needs. Okay, so here maximum 60 to 80% of effort which the software engineer has taken to develop in the software, it will expand again. Chances are there that it will expand again if the customer again wants them to some changes in a project. Okay, so misbelief is, once we are developed the software, our job is done. But the reality is, once the software engineer is giving the project to customer, chances are there that they may go through the project. Okay, and if they need any changes, again they will come back to you. Okay. Next, practitioner belief is, until I get the program running, I have no way of accessing its quality. Okay. So misbelief is, until so software engineer thinks that until I am reaching to the, what is the different states which we have seen, requirement collection, analysis, right? Designing, coding, and testing. So here, what the software engineer is telling, until I do the coding and until I run the program, I have no way of accessing the quality of a software which I am developing. But the reality is, but actual reality is, right from the beginning state where the software engineer is collecting the requirement analysis, no, even from that state, the software engineer can maintain the quality in a project. That's what here it is said, right from the inception of a project. Inception in the sense, right in the, from the beginning of a project, the software engineer can maintain the quality in a project. And one more method to maintain the quality from beginning is by conducting formal technical review. So what is formal technical review means? For example, just imagine you are a software engineer, you have developed something. Okay, in that particular company, managers will be there, customer will be there, and other stakeholders will be there. They will sit, they will have a meeting, and they will ask you to show your software project, whatever you have did. They will check and tell you whether it is okay or some modifications is needed in that project. Okay, so here the reality is, not only during you can access the quality during when the program is running, right from the beginning stage, you can, the quality will be maintained from the inception state and also from formal technical review. Okay. Next, practitioners myth is, the only deliverable work product for a successful project is the working program. Okay, so they think that the working program, working software is there, no, that is the thing which we have to give to company and to customer. Okay, but the reality is, not only working project, they have to give entire documentation too, right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, whatever they have did, they have to maintain documentation for that. Along with the project, they have to give documentation too to company and to customer. Because if the in future, if that particular customer need any changes in that particular software, okay, then the company needs documentation in order to go through that yearly what they have did. Okay, based on that only the new corrections will be carried out. So here, misbelief is, the only deliverable work project for a successful project is a working program. But the reality is, not only software program, it's just a part. Along with that, you have to give the documentation too. Okay, which provides a foundation for successful engineering. and more importantly, guidance for software support. Guidance for software support in the sense, in future when customer comes for any update, they will refer that documentation only, whatever has been done previously, then only they will carry out the work. Okay, so here these are the different myths. Okay, what is myth? And we have seen three categories: management myth, customer myth, and practitioners myth.